I am sick to death of black victimhood. I'm sick of it. Sick of it, man. I gotta watch black people being openly racist against Asian people because of the Rick Chow verdict. And now you got black people crying and complaining again, talking about how all the other races don't like him and about how everybody mistreats him. And we sit around and we wonder why. We just saw in the TMZ article why. Right? But meanwhile, they never want to talk about how we're the worst to each other. They want to pretend that black on black crime doesn't exist. They don't want to talk about these black teen takeovers. Let's keep it real. They don't want to talk about these takeovers. They don't want to address this degenerate culture that glorifies violence. They don't want to talk about all the abortions happening to the black babies. They don't want to talk about all the black on black crime. They don't want to talk about us getting into these brawls with each other on World Star. They don't want to talk about all of the violent negative rap that they listen to and glorify. They always want to point the finger at other races. What do white people do? They ask. What about Mexicans and Latinos? What about them? But I got to listen to black people moaning and groaning and complaining about Asian people, mistreating them and racially profiling them, when it's clear that all these young in hoodies, robbing people, doing these takeovers, disrupting the peace, breaking the law, and even assaulting their own parents. YNs are out here robbing Asian women and killing Asian elderly people. But y'all ain't got nothing to say then, right? Y'all ain't got nothing. But now y'all want to play the victim. Now you want to try and penalize all Asian people for the actions of one Asian? Think about how you guys think about this. Think about how the rest of society looks at the actions of the black kids right now, right? If other races said, a black person killed one of us, so let's boycott all black people, you be moaning and groaning about how wrong it is to judge black people for the actions of just a few. Even though y'all are literally doing or trying to do the same thing to Asian people. The hypocrisy is crazy. And you know what? And real quick, actually, while I'm talking about it, speaking of boycotting people, y'all about boycott Asian people, I'm gonna tell you what, man. Kill me every time something like this happens. And y'all know the situations I'm talking about. The situations where the black person was wrong, right? Where the black person was carrying a weapon. Y'all are always talking about boycott this and boycott that. And they've been telling you people to boycott for 4 decades, and you haven't boycotted a goddamn thing. Remember what was her name? Tasha Harlem? What was her name? Latasha Harlins. I think it was in LA. Back in 91, 92. I can't remember exactly. But y'all were supposed to boycott Asians, since the early 90s? How about you know what? How about this? Instead of boycotting Asians, how about you boycott these ghetto-ass rappers and entertainers who are literally pushing death, murder, crime, sex into your communities? K-Tay or Tay-K, whatever the name is, King Von, NBA Youngboy, all these mumble rappers nobody can understand except for YNs, why not boycott them? Because you know damn well, when you get hungry, you're going to take your ass down to the Chinese restaurant, you're going to get you some orange chicken, you're going to get you some shrimp, you're going to get some shrimp fried rice, and some goddamn egg rolls. Every one of y'all, stop it. Y'all ain't boycotting Y'all ain't boycotting nothing. And here's the thing, guys, psychologically, the only reason why talk about boycott this is to keep this whack-ass black card they've been carrying around their whole lives. You want the community to give you black points for being unapologetically black. You're not actually taking action when you people don't take action on any goddamn thing. We've been telling you people for decades that single motherhood has decimated the black community. For decades. And it has made it has made our community an absolute joke around the world. And you people have done absolutely nothing about it. Now we got these young these takeovers and giving law-abiding, upstanding citizens like myself who actually follow the law a bad name. Y'all ain't boycotting. You want to know who y'all need to boycott? You need to boycott the politicians you guys have put in office, I don't know, the last 40, 50 years, who have done absolutely jack the black community. Why not boycott them? Huh? These blue state politicians have been far more detrimental to the black community than the Asian community ever has. Am I wrong? Am I lying? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Boycott the politicians. That's who you should boycott. Aren't they the ones pushing abortion in y'all's communities? Aren't they the ones pushing this overly sexualized music, which creates single moms and more STDs in the black community? Aren't they the ones telling you to only patronize black businesses, and if you don't, then you're a racist? Aren't they the one? What was the quote? What was the quote? Vote blue no matter who. Despite the fact that your very communities have never been more dangerous, and then whenever someone like me comes along and says it's time to change things, it's time to take accountability, it is time to raise our children better, it's time to clean things up, you look at us like we're the enemy. You people have your priorities all up. Y'all ain't boycotting. You know it. Soon as you're hungry, y'all are going to get sushi, y'all going to get girls, and y'all are going to the little Asian markets. Y'all ain't boycotting. So miss me that nonsense. Check this out. I guess while I'm on my soapbox. Okay, I get it. Yeah, listen. Yes. We all know that black people went to hell and back in America. We all know this. Nobody's denying that. But so did other races. That is historically factual. Why is it that black people get all mad when you bring up all the history when they say, know your history? You want to know why? It's because they want you to cherry pick certain parts. Slavery, for example. They want you to say that only white people owned slaves. They don't want you to bring up the fact that black people sold slaves. They don't want you to bring up that black people sold slaves to white people out of Africa. They don't want you to know about that. They don't want you to bring up or acknowledge that in America, that there were also black slave owners. So you people can miss me with this know your history unless you want me to know the full history. And again, there are way too many black people in this country who are holding on to their history as an excuse for their failures. Right? You don't look. You don't see Jewish people blaming the Holocaust for their failures. Nah, you only see black people blaming their history on why they can't improve in life. It's 2026. I am sick and tired of hearing black people talking about the government is doing this and the white man is doing that. My question is, what the are you doing? Why do you people continue blaming white people for your choices in life right now? And again, nobody is denying that the Holocaust was very bad. Nobody's denying that. But people died in the Holocaust and people died in slavery. But you don't see Jewish people using the Holocaust as an excuse to endorse a trash culture. They're not blaming the Holocaust for their garbage life because of what happened in their history. American black people are the only group of people in the world who do this. And until they start owning their mistakes, until they start course correcting and taking accountability, nothing is going to change, ever. It's insane.